Yo, what's up, YouTube? Daniel back again with another one. Uh, if for those who don't know, first time joining my channel, my name is Daniel York, and I'm teaching people how to create and start their own clothing line. And you're basically following me on my journey on how I create my own clothing line. I don't think I've done that beginning in any of my other videos, to be honest, and I really should have, which is a bit silly because every video I should basically explain who I am and what it is I'm doing. But anyway, now we got that out of the way. Yeah, I'm here to help you create your own clothing line. And over the videos, if you watch back on my videos, you've seen how I started and basically where I am up to now. Now, I did say I'll be trying to make videos every week, and I haven't kept up with that because life. And I'm not a natural YouTube person. I'm not a person that gets on the camera and talks about stuff or what I'm up to and stuff like that. So for me, this is all brand new. Even though I'm 7 videos deep now. I think this is just episode 7 or 8. Can't remember. I'll have to have a look. And yeah, so basically week by week, I'd say what I get up to. I think I missed last week, so this would be 2 weeks late. And basically I talk about what happens every week in terms of what's going on with my clothing label. For those who don't know what my clothing label is, it's this. Let me see if I can get the camera down. There you go. It's this. So DYODN. So this one is basically Disenfranchised Youth London. Now, it also stands for Daniel York London, me being Daniel York. And I live in London. Um, and the reason why I got two is because I wanted one to be more for the younger people in London. I wanted the luxury line one, which would be my name, Daniel York London. So like luxury stuff, so high end materials, and things that they're not just run of the mill. You can't see them everywhere, and like I said, they use higher quality fabrics, and they're just a little bit more on the expensive side of things. And Disenfranchised Youth London is mainly streetwear for the for the street, basically. Um, think to be in competition with other brands like Nike Tech, although to try and compete with Nike Tech tracksuits is ridiculous because Nike is a global brand. But there's enough room for everyone, there's enough room for everyone. If people can come into the game and make noise by dropping a couple tracksuits, then I can do the same thing. There's enough room for everyone to get a slice of the pie. So that's what Disenfranchised Youth is about. It's a streetwear brand, and it's also to give back because a percentage of each one of those sales will go towards a fund at the end of the month. So I'll pick a charity to do like youth charity, um, and I'll put the profits from the sales of that brand towards that youth charity, to help them make people less disenfranchised. That's the point, right? So yeah, that's the two brands that I got going. The disenfranchised one will be probably broken down into 3 tiers. I'm thinking, which will be Against All Odds, which is the first one, which is what it says right there. Against All Odds. That's the starting brand. Then there'll be Whatever It Takes, which will be a different style of the same clothes, and then it'll be from Disenfranchised Youth in London to Billionaire, and that'll be more the high end stuff, but still part of the Disenfranchised Youth range. Um, and I thought of these 3 tiers like from the beginning when I first started. I probably just never explained it on video before, but I'm doing so this week just because to talk about my journey once again. I haven't got anything back from my suppliers just yet. But I did say I'll do a video every week, irregardless and irrespective of the fact of whether I have stuff back or not. And like I said, I missed out last week due to life doing stuff. But this week I thought, yeah, I'll just come back. I do have news. My Pakistani manufacturers have got back to me and they've said that they've finished, and I just have to finish paying them off. So I've paid them off their part. Now I'm just waiting on the delivery of my new clothes. I've also finished paying for some hats that I wanted to get made, and so hopefully I should be receiving those. But they say it takes around 45 days. So what's that? A month and a half, 2 months we're looking at before I can show you guys what my hats look like. I had other hats ordered that I said in a previous video. I ordered these hats back in February. It's now May. Yes, I've asked them what's happening with the hats, and they keep saying they haven't got round to it yet. So at this point, I'm kind of like, just give me back my money. You know what I mean? I just feel like, just give me back my money. I like to say I'm a patience person, but I think from February to May is patience enough, don't you think? You know what I mean? I've been waiting. No movement, nothing. I ain't heard nothing. No emails from them, nothing in regards to where they're going, where, if they've started, if they've not started, whatever you. I don't know what's going on there. So I think I'm just probably gonna hit them up and be like, you know what, guys, don't worry, I found another hat supplier. It's the French guys I told you about. They're called Gold Hats. Really good communication with them. They, when you tell them what you want, they then go off and make a tech pack for you, send you back the tech pack with the description of what you wanted, and any images inside the tech pack, and let you see exactly what your hat will look like once made. So they sent that back to me, and I was able to look at that, make a few changes here and there, send it back. They corrected it, send it back to me, and then boom, just like that. When they were all good, there was already, I paid for the extras and so on and so forth, and then they're going off to make my hats. So yeah, that's what's happened so far. So I'm waiting for tracksuits to come in, large sum of tracksuits, and t-shirts, a couple, and a sample tracksuit as well, and a sample reversible jumper. Can't wait for that to come in. That should be interesting. And then after that, I'll be waiting on these hats. Oh, and my luxury tracksuits as well. The luxury tracksuits will look. You may have seen in other videos, but they will look like this. So for those who ain't seen in other videos, or this is your first video you're seeing this, this is what the luxury tracksuit will look like. Really good premium materials, bit of leather in there, and diamond drawstring. So yeah, that's hella cool, right? So this is what the luxury streetwear item will look like, and hopefully the hats, because I had two types of hats made. I've got a luxury hat that's coming, which will have a crystal emblem on the front of the logo, and it'll be suede and leather, and it will have writing underneath it, just like this hat here. If you have a look, you should be able to see writing underneath it, underneath the peak here, crystal emblem here, metal writing across the arch at the back. So just like, see this one, it's got the starter logo above the arch. Mine will have my DYODN written across here, across the arch like that. I'm trying to decide between a plastic snapback and the leather clasp. Now the main difference between the two is that one looks a bit more luxury. So I love the way snapbacks fit your head, because when you put them on your head, it feels secure and it's stuck to your head. With the leather snapbacks, I feel like sometimes when you put it in place, one, it's harder to find your head size when you put one on, and second, it doesn't always stay. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't always stay. Like, it's got the teeth and everything, and you pull it tight, but sometimes it doesn't always stay. Depends on the type of hair you have as well. So if you, people with braids or people with long hair will know what I'm talking about. Your hair will literally be fighting against the clasp, whereas you don't get that with a snapback. The snapback, when you set it up, that's it. You put it on your head. So I got a couple samples from them in regard for the luxury hat, with one with a snapback, one with the leather clasp. The reason why I like the leather, had one with the leather clasp in it, is because you can put your logo on the metal badge that the leather clasp. I mean the metal clasp for the leather strap is on. You can put your logo on the little clasp there. So I wanted to do that. Also, I'm having this done as well. So if you see inside here, you got the wording going across the joints of the hat. I'm having that done as well. They basically screen print that and slap that in your hat for you. So I've got one. So I've got having one with a snapback and without this stuff in the middle. You still have the label. You still have my label because I've got this label done. You still have that, but it will just have just that and the snapback. Whereas the other one will have the leather thing with my logo here and the words on the mid going across the middle like that as well. The only reason for the difference between the two is because I wanted to see like if it really made a huge difference in terms of the look and feel of the hat. Because obviously, when you see a hat like this is a Billionaire Boys Club hat, for example, like when you see all the extra logo inside, maybe it just gives it a bit more brand identity. That's what I thought. So I thought, let me try it in my hat. I thought it having a label alone should be enough, but you know, most hats tend to have this stuff inside it now. And I guess as a consumer myself, I feel I prefer seeing all that logo stuff going on inside the hat. But I thought I'll get the two so I could showcase it to people and see which one they prefer. So that's why we got the two versions of the hat coming. So we're waiting on that. Yeah, and as I said, when I finish paying off for the stuff for the Pakistani guys, that should come, if not next week, this week, then next week when I paid for it. So it should be arriving soon, and I can show you guys what's going on there. What did I also want to talk to you about this week? Well, last week I spoke about, well, not last week, sorry, the week before, my last video, I spoke about what's drip, and I said in my mind Nike Tech is not drip. I made that point online as well to some other people, and they were like, "What are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. Nike Tech is drip." And so I had to sit down and think about it because I got quite a few comments that, people shouting at me saying, "Yo, what are you talking about? Nike Tech absolutely is drip." And I said, so I had to sit down and I had to think about it, and I think, is it though? Is it drip? So I had to sit down and I had to think long and hard on it. And I thought to myself, oh, you know what? I understand why some people call it drip. I understand it. So this is my thoughts on it. So is Nike Tech drip? Now, a lot of influencers online, or people who want to be influencers online, they may not have a lot of money starting out with, right? You don't have a lot of money. Even the kids on the street, just average people on the street, and they're taking pictures showing off their clothing and what have you. They don't have a lot of money. And so for them, they can't, or they don't have a lot of money, and sometimes they don't have the resources to get what it is, some of the fashion things that they would like to get. So what do? They go out and get something like a Nike Tech tracksuit. Now, is there anything wrong with a Nike Tech tracksuit? No, there isn't. I like Nike Tech tracksuits. I think they're awesome. I'm not going to sit here and cuss them and say that I think they're rubbish, because I've never thought they're rubbish. I just never thought they were something that you can call drip or fashion forward, simply because there's no exclusivity to them. But I understand why some of the younger people may think of it as drip, because it's all you can get to look good. So one, it looks good, and two, it's all you can get. So like I said, what I thought was drip was Trapstar. It's affordable, but it's exclusive. So you can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna go and get a Trapstar tracksuit." You can't, because by the time you get to the website, it's sold out. By the time you get to the shop, the tracksuits are sold out. So although it's drip, it's got an exclusivity to it. Not everyone can get it, but everyone can get a Nike Tech tracksuit. So if you're a young man, you're 18 to 25 or what have you, or maybe younger than 25, 18 to 23, you may not have the amount of money to, or time, or resources to go and get a Trapstar tracksuit. You may not have the money to go out and buy Dior or Louis Vuitton or Moschino or Gucci, whatever it is. You don't have the money for that, and that's what is also considered drip. But it's called drip because it's one of the biggest fashion brands in the world. So clearly, that would be considered drip. But you don't have the money for that. You do have the money for a Nike Tech tracksuit, and a Nike Tech tracksuit looks good. So you can. So what they tend to do is they'll go off and they'll buy themselves a Louis Vuitton scarf, which will cost them like £300 or £200 thereabout, and then they'll wear that with a Nike Tech tracksuit, and then say it's drip. And I completely understand the thinking behind that because it's like, well, I can't afford all these brands. I look damn good in my Nike Tech tracksuit, and I'm brandish. I'm also putting on a high end piece of clothing, which is a Louis Vuitton scarf, on top of the tech tracksuit, and together the combination makes it look really cool. So therefore, in my eyes, this is drip, and I'm like, okay, I get it. I understand that your finances won't allow you for you to have certain things, or you don't have the resources. Like, say, because not everybody, yeah, everybody may have a phone, but not everybody has online banking. Not everybody has the ability to go get online and be able to click the buy button quick enough to get themselves a trap star tracksuit, or something like that, or find a billionaire boys club, or even polo. Because I've got a couple polo tracksuits myself, and they're not cheap. Like the whole tracksuit would cost me. My tracksuit cost me about £400, I think. £200 for the top, hundred and something pound for the bottoms. It's not your average. It's not like made out of this kind of material. It's made out of like a more stretchy type of material. I guess that's why it costs a little bit more than the usual one for the polo tracksuit. But yeah, not everybody's got that kind of money to be spending. You haven't got that kind of money to spend on a tracksuit. Like, so what's the next best thing? A Nike Tech tracksuit. It's still expensive. It's not as expensive. It's like still at nearly £200, but you get a full tracksuit. £200, you get a full tracksuit. If you wanted the Billionaire Boys tracksuit, that's going to set you back nearly £400. If you want a polo tracksuit, as I said, that's going to be £150, £300. If you wanted to get a Trap Star, it's costs roughly the same as a Nike Tech, if not cheaper, because a Trap Star tracksuit might cost you £150 in total, top and bottoms. But you don't have the ability to get it because, like I said, as soon as it comes out, it's gone. So that for me is why I'm thinking to myself, that's probably why they call it drip, simply because they just can't get it. They can't get it. They can't. Not everybody's out here just being able to pick up a trap star. Even Hoodrich, you can get a Hoodrich, but Hoodrich, although there's more of it, there's still not enough of it for you to be able to buy loads of it. So not everybody's rolling around in Hoodrich right now, but a lot of people are rolling around in Nike Tech because everyone can get Nike Tech. Hence why people call it drip. So I understand it. Do I now, after the analysis, think that it's drip? No, I still don't, because for me, drip, you have to have made an effort, and Nike Tech is literally the equivalent of making zero effort. Like, there's no effort. There's nothing stand out about your particular Nike Tech apart from the color to someone else's Nike Tech. There's nothing different about it. Like, oh, you got a yellow Nike Tech on, great. You got on matching Jordans, great. You know what I mean? It would have been even more great if you went and found a yellow Trapstar tracksuit, because those are very rare, or a pink one, or even a blue one. Trapstar tracksuit to go with to match with your Jordans. That's rare. That's effort though. That's drip. In my eyes. Anyway, in my eyes. But yeah, that's what I think about it after thinking about it, after having people tear me a new one because I said to them that something that they really probably like, a special bit of clothing that hits home. They probably got a load of compliments for it as well when they wore their Nike Tech out. Probably got a few compliments on it and was told, yeah, man's looking wavy out here. You know what I mean? Rocking your Nike Tech or what have you. So they obviously thought, they felt away when I'm turning around to them and saying, well, no, the Nike Tech is not even drip. And even wearing it, just because you're wearing a Louis Vuitton scarf on top of it, that doesn't make it any any better, to be honest. Even wearing a Louis Vuitton scarf, sometimes I'm thinking to myself, is that really drip? Because it's a scarf, for flip's sake. It's a scarf. You wrap it around your neck to keep you warm. Man's be out here wearing a Louis Vuitton scarf, and it's bloody, it's hot outside. And they'll be wearing it over their whole head. They just wrap the scarf around their head, not around their neck. They wrap it around their head. And sometimes that makes me laugh, because I'm thinking, why are you wearing it around your whole head? I don't understand. Like, it's just a scarf. But everybody's different in it. Maybe they wrap it around their head because it's a new style of wearing a scarf to show it off, what have you. Um, but yeah, I don't rate it as drip. I mean, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that again if I make that comment known online. Like, people sitting there cussing my brand on my brand page simply because I said that. They're like, oh yeah, but your brand isn't drip. You know, what makes you think your brand is drip? Your brand ain't drip. And I'm like, you know what? To you, of course it's not. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna keep plugging at it. I'm gonna keep going at it, and eventually it will be drip. Eventually it will be drip. Eventually it will be the thing to be seen in, and people want to wear. You know what I mean? Who cares what you got to say? You know what I mean? Like, Nike didn't just appear out of nowhere. They've been doing this thing from since 19 when? You know what I mean? They've been doing their thing for a minute. So, Trapstar, same. They've been doing their thing for a minute, nearly 2 decades for those dons. So it's not a quick thing. Hoodrich the same, 6, 7 years in the game. He took his time. He did his thing, and now look where he is in JD Sports. He's a popular brand now. He's even sponsoring drill artists and engineers online. He's doing big things out here. So I'm hoping to do the same thing myself. Hopefully to give back to my community by selling my tracksuits, selling my t-shirts. Hopefully stop people from being disenfranchised in the first place, rocking my drip. And that's how we're looking to move forward on from there. So yeah, that's this week's video anyway. Feel like I've ranted on a little bit, to be honest. It's a bit of a long one. But yeah, this next week, I will definitely have a video for you next week in regards to something else that's happened. Hopefully next week I'd have the clothing to show you, but I doubt it because they haven't posted it out yet, and it's Pakistan, so I don't know how long it's going to take before it gets here. So when they've posted it out, by the time I make the video again, which will probably be Monday again, it probably won't be here if they haven't posted it today. So as they haven't posted it today, and I'm saying about 5 days, I reckon by next week Monday it probably won't be here. But anyway, yep, that's me signing off. Hopefully you liked what was you heard today. Hopefully you learned a little something. And if you didn't, then hit me up in the comments below. Let me know of anything that I may have missed. Anything you want to know in terms of clothing, anything that I may have touched on in another video, or it's your first time coming, so you want to know something about the clothing game so far, what to do and so forth. Just give me a shout in the comment section below. Be like, yo, D, let me know what websites to use, or where'd you get your templates, or yada yada yada, stuff like that. Click like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification for the next time I post a video, so you don't miss anything. And yeah, that's it. Peace. One.